Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to NerdPod Generations, episode 175. As always, I am one of your illustrious hosts, Steve Taylor, along with the always lovely Al Judson. Hello, sir.
Hello, friends and enemies.
I should say furry Al Judson.
Yes, I am very hairy at the moment.
You're very hairy.
I'm an
impressed.
extremely hairy guy because I have a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
And so as a result...
Robin Williams, right?
Yes, definitely.
I knew it.
So I have to grow out my beard. Because you can't be Treebeard without a beard.
That is true.
And so I have two dogs, Mary and Pippin.
Have you been practicing your Entish?
I have not, no. We were trying to come up with a LinkedIn conversation or a LinkedIn costume for Kelly. And I was like, you can just be an Ent wife. She was like, no one knows what they look like.
That's
right.
Like,
perfect. That's right. Exactly right.
She can just go dressed as the way she is. And be like, I'm an Ent wife. No one knows what they look like.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Not even the Ents know what they look like.
Not even the Ents know. I love that. I love that. All right, folks. NerdPod Generations 175, meaning there are 174 previous episodes of Pure Gold, so please go back and listen to our back catalog, and you can find us at nerdpodgen.com. There is a link on the main homepage to whatever the most recent episode is. There's links to both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. There's also links to YouTube, where Al has been graciously uploading full episodes and clips for everyone to get a little taste of our show, if, I don't know, a better way to say that, a little taste of our show.
Yeah.
And anyways, please go back and listen to it because we love doing the show and we put a lot of passion and love and heart and
this is one of the few passion projects that we really have that we come
really
back week after week and it's like, no, we are going to.
And I look forward to it every week.
I do too. I got some writing done for the first time in a while, like an hour and change of writing done. It was mostly just describing a town, which was really fun.
You and your descriptions had to be 17 pages.
Well, it's funny because I get halfway through and I'm like, oh, okay, that's not bad, but I feel like I should put in a little bit more. And so you go back and you write a little bit more. And then you keep going and you're like, I just don't feel like we're getting the full picture yet. We got to go back and put a little bit more in.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good to know things don't change. Though.
Yeah, no, never ever.
No. So, folks, this is Halloween Havoc week 2. We do have some Halloween segments to talk about at the end. But first, we're going to start.
Some ghoulies.
Yeah, some really kind of fun ones.
Dead bodies galore.
Oh, yeah.
Including some that I was rather shocked.
It's pretty good cast in that last.
I have so many conflicting feelings about that movie.
All right, we're going to get to that movie, folks. I can't wait to talk about that. But first, we got to go into what have we been watching, playing, reading. I'm going to start because I have a short little tidbit. It's all video games. And then it's going to roll into a discussion with video games, a certain game that just came out.
Yeah, a certain thing that's happening.
So I had an epiphany the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Mario Kart World.
Really? You've officially turned on it.
Because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a far superior game in literally every way.
I'll say, I don't know that I would say that it's a far superior game, but I do agree that it's a better game.
Well, when was the last time you played Mario Kart 8? Have you played it? Well, here's the thing. Have you played it since playing Mario Kart World?
Yes, because I would play it while I edit the show.
Oh, well, there you go.
And so if we're talking about outside of those purviews, I haven't played it just for fun since World Tour came out. Mm-hmm. But I have played it since World Tour came out.
Well, to me, it boils down to the graphics are not night and day difference.
No, they're about the same.
They're about the same. Performance, also about the same. Courses, the amount of courses, amount of characters, amount of customization, it's not even on the same ballpark.
No, I'll say this. Mario Kart World Tour technically has more characters because they make every costume its own character.
Yeah, which is
like a bullshit way to do that.
Exactly.
And I will still attest, they put a lot of characters, quote-unquote characters, in that are just enemies from Mario games, which is fine depending on the level and status of the enemy. But I still say there's a lot of those that it's just like nobody was clamoring to play some of these characters.
No,
and you know who we do want? The Koopa kids.
Yes. And we want Link.
And we
want Funky Kong, who is my racer.
Diddy Kong. All these different Kongs. There's so many other things that I believe
the Inklings or Squid Kids, however you want to call them.
I believe the Villager people, the Animal Crossing people. I go back to, I think I said this in my initial review of World Tour. Anytime you regress on something, that's a bad sign. And World Tour regressed on several things. In order to try and do something new, but the thing that they were doing, I don't get the purpose of.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I did move Mario Kart 8 over to the Switch 2, and it has actually increased the frame rate a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
So it's actually a little bit
cleaner.
Even cleaner on the Switch 2, which makes it even more to the point. I'm not going to lie. I sold my Mario Kart World on
No
eBay.
kidding. You were done?
I'm done with it.
You're done.
And I love, like, folks, I want to say this without any shadow of a doubt. I love the Switch 2. The Switch was my favorite system ever.
Yeah.
Now the Switch 2 being a shinier, better version of it is my...
Yeah.
It's in line. It's going to be my favorite system ever. I just know it is.
Yeah.
I love the Switch 2. I love everything about it. It's great. I just can't get over the fact that, like you said, you have this amazing game. Either you port it over for the third system and add things like Knockout and World Tour. Just add that to the base game of Mario Kart 8 and just call it Mario Kart. And it's like, okay, do what we've always wanted them to do with Madden, and just take something that is working, which Madden, that you have to go back many years for that.
Yeah.
And instead of putting out a new one, just add to it. Like they did with Mario Kart 8. They kept adding courses, adding characters, adding things, this and that. It was awesome.
Yeah, have it be Mario Kart 8 World Tour.
Yeah.
And it's just an extension of Mario Kart
Kind of like
8.
Bowser's Fury with
And it has more characters, it has all these other things. Then, if you add in, like, the Pokies and the crabs and the fucking little duck things from Tropicana Village, whatever it is, then it's like, okay, well, I don't get that, but I don't have to deal with that either. I just have to unlock all of them, and then I can cross that off my list of things to do.
Exactly.
And I can still play as all the characters I want to play as. But, like, literally, almost all the characters I regularly play as are gone.
Yeah,
in World Tour.
Very much so.
And it's just like, I agree.
And the carts.
Yeah, the lack of customability in the carts is really almost sinful in a lot of ways, of just like, why? But why? Why not have customable carts? Was that such a big tax on the game itself that you can't possibly bring that back?
They can't even say that it was a tax, because if they could pull off what they did with Mario Kart 8 and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on the OG Switch, you can't tell me that they can't do something similar on the Switch 2. Is night and day powerful, much more powerful.
The other thing that I'm hearing in the whispered corners of meme world in the internet is that Kirby Air Rider is going to be a far superior game.
Oh, I believe it.
Anyway.
It's Sakurai.
And so I
can't wait for that fucking game.
That is a game that at this point, the scores are all good, but I'm left with just a lot of questions, because we literally only know 2 racers, and I've never seen a racing game that only had 2 racers. That's never been a thing that I've ever seen.
Well, that's why I'm curious. I'm curious if they're going to have just almost like a Smash Brothers. And somebody had a great idea.
That's
I heard
what I
online,
think they should do. Is the Smash Brothers
and roll them out, like have like 10, but then roll out new ones, like they rolled out Smash characters.
Yeah. And like I've heard some Kirby fans talk about, like, oh, those Kirby characters are beloved by Kirby fans, and I'm like, yeah, but like nobody knows who Rick the hamster is.
There's not many Kirby fans,
you know. Like, and like I get being a Kirby fan, but like we're talking like real deep lore Kirby fans.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with that in concept, but I think a better execution would be to include those characters and Link, and Zelda, and Ganondorf.
And the thing I'm nervous about, not nervous, but excited about, is if this game does come out on fire, like it's supposedly going to be this amazing thing, it's going to make the Mario Kart World team look really fucking bad.
Yeah. Because
it's like, I know Sakurai is the man, and he was able to pull off the miracle of Smash Ultimate, but come on, guys.
Yeah. No, I have so many questions about so many things Nintendo is doing, like Air Riders and like certain Pokemon.
Well, let's roll this into now. Okay, so I'm not a Pokemon guy. My son is. He has ZA on his OG Switch. He's playing it now. He seems to like it. There was a leak. And you are a Pokemon.
I've been a Pokemon fan since I was 10 years old.
Yes, you just haven't had a chance to play the game yet.
No, I've watched people play it, but I have not played it myself, and I don't have a firm enough grip in the world to be like, oh, these are the problems I have. But everything I've heard about it, I'm like, well, really?
Because of my ignorance with Pokemon, I watched. Have you ever heard of beat 'em ups?
Oh yeah, I think so.
The guy Wood, he does this YouTube channel, beat 'em ups. He has, I think it's the biggest Switch collection in the world or something. Like, he has every console ever, and like every game and variation and all that. So he's a huge Nintendo fan. He did a 4-hour stream of Pokemon ZA, and I watched half of it. Because I'm like, I'm not going into this, because the reason I'm saying this, folks, is there was a leak that showed the games that are coming out over the next 5 years, ending in the next generation comes out in 2030.
Okay. That's long for Pokemon. Usually,
well, there's like another. There's another one. There's another like Arceus type game, Legends
game.
Yeah, and there's that one with the Diplo or not Duplo.
Oh yeah, the Ditto.
The Ditto that the
Ditto Farmville.
But there's like a few more in between, and then there's the next generation. The big thing though is they talk budgets.
Yeah.
Okay.
We found out how much these games cost to make.
So I mentioned this to you, and so Scarlet Violet, which was janky as hell.
Yeah.
27 million plus copies it sold. I gave it the benefit of the doubt, saying the copies averaged $40. I know it was probably more than that, but sometimes there were sales, so I'm going to say $40.
An average of $40 to $50, I think, is fair.
So it's well over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Okay. The budget for that game was roughly $10 million.
Which is insane.
The budget for ZA was $13 million.
Which is insane.
And that is the part that pissed me off, because when I watched the stream of ZA, it runs on the Switch 2, smooth as heck, but all of the NPCs, there's no voice work.
Nope.
All the NPCs still are stagnant. They're just standing. And it's... all the windows are the same.
The graphics look like shit. The buildings look like shit.
Yes.
There's no texture to anything.
Yes.
It's all flat.
And it's like, I don't want to hear anyone say, well, they had to make it for the Switch and Switch 2. I have played Red Dead Redemption on Switch 1. I have played Skyrim on Switch 1. The 2 Zelda games.
Yeah.
Massive. Far bigger than these Pokemon games.
You have a chance to lean into the stylization. Let's look at the last Legends game. Yeah. Which didn't look like this. The last Legends game didn't look like this, and it was on Switch. It had problems because it was on Switch and had a lower processing power, but it didn't look like this.
But the way I look at it now is, I don't know if that's the excuse they should use, is at a lower processing power. I think the excuse is they pumped the minimal amount of fucking money into it, and then said, here's our broken game. I don't know what we can do. It's an old...
We tried our best.
They put fucking Doom 2016 on the Switch 1, and it ran okay.
Yeah.
That game is far more taxing than any Pokemon game ever made.
No, it's honestly shameful in a lot of ways.
It's very shameful.
It's like, because like, what have we been yelling about for years now? Every time I come on this show and talk about Pokemon, it's always like, you have to innovate. Yes. You have to honor your history. You have to grow. You are doing none of these things.
Yes.
And, I guess you're honoring your history in making the most boring, bland version of a game. And then when you do innovate in some way, you immediately regress in that innovation.
Well, and somebody brought up a good point in the chat on that live stream I watched. There's only 1 or 2 buildings in this entire city you can actually go into.
Yeah. All
the rest, the shop owners are standing outside of them. And they go back to the OG Game Boy games of Pokemon. You could go into every house.
Every building in any given town. Yeah. No, and I look at this and there are so many elements of it that Nintendo came out so proudly about. And I just don't understand where that hype is coming from. Because the whole game takes place in one city. Why? That's fucking asinine. I get it. You have parks and you have this and you have that. There's huge mountain-sized Pokemon that aren't going to be naturally found in town. It's immediately going to be stupid as soon as you have that kind of thing happen. Or it's just not going to happen, in which case you're cutting out an enormous swath of what the game should be. How about swimming? Are there going to be just large lakes in the middle of town that you have to sail over? No, there's not. So what is this? What are we doing? Yeah. You've put up these unnecessary guardrails. I was watching our buddy Steve playing it before you got here, and there was one song for the hour and change that he was running around.
Yeah, it's the same fucking song.
There's one song
throughout the entire thing
for the entire city, and then every once in a while it'll change because of battle music or day-night cycle or overworld stuff. But the vast majority of it is one song. Are you fucking kidding me? What is wrong with you? I saw the active battle system. It's interesting. It's a good adaptation of the Pokemon system to make it more active based. It doesn't strike me as something great. It doesn't like blow my mind like, ooh, I got to get this game and try it out for myself. I'm like, okay, is there another option for battle systems? No. Then I don't know. I don't get this, man. You know, like it almost feels like we spent years going through Rock Tunnel and all these other places where you would just have to deal with fucking Zubat everywhere. That was the Pokemon you found. And when you didn't find a Zubat, you found a Geodude. And that was it. There were other Pokemon to find, but they were never found. It was always fucking Zubats. It almost feels like they're proudly being like, look, here's a bunch of Pidgey because it's a city. It's like, okay, and it's 7 Pidgey. What am I going to do with that? Nothing. I'm going to do nothing with that. Here's 7 Spinarak because it's a city. Okay, what am I going to fucking do with that? Absolutely nothing. There's nothing for me to do with that. That's a nothing burger, man. That's the problem that we've been talking about. We wanted more variety, and your response was to turn around and be like, now it's only city Pokemon. It's like, that's nothing.
Well, and they in the one thing that they talked about a lot is the battle system now is more Xenoblade Chronicles based.
It's active.
Which more
There's
like
no
an active action. Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of tell your Pokemon what you want it to do, and it'll do it.
Exactly.
But there's not a turn where it's like, okay, on this turn I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to heal, and then I'm going to do this.
But the thing with, as soon as they said it as like a Xenoblade thing, all I thought in my head is, you go back and look at what Monolith Soft was able to do with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and X on the OG Switch. And they are they're a second party, but they're part of Nintendo's infrastructure. And they help out on a lot of games. You can't tell me that Nintendo can't go to Game Freak and say, listen, you need to get some of these guys to come in and help you do a $50 million. Now, $50 million budget for a game that's going to make $1 billion is still nothing.
It's still a drop in the bucket.
I can't even comprehend what the budget for Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be.
We're talking about like what, maybe like 0.5 of the overall budget. If it's $1 billion game and you're spending $50 million on it, that's nothing.
That's a drop.
We've been hearing a lot. I've been hearing a lot. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts about how rich people are spending their money.
Yeah.
In particular in the NBA. Which is a fascinating story. If anybody doesn't know, go look up what's going on with the Clippers in the NBA right now. But essentially what's going on is that the past owner of Microsoft, Steve Ballmer, is basically using shell companies to overpay his players without crossing the boundary of the salary cap.
Yep.
And when asked how all this happened, Steve Ballmer's excuse was basically like, I don't know what happens to $50 million. I lose $50 million all the time. I don't keep track of that kind of money.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
The fuck are you? What do you mean you just lose $50 million?
Yeah.
What do you invest in stuff and you just don't care about how it comes out? What kind of asinine nonsense psychedelic trip are we on?
To him, that's probably a weak
That's
pay.
what makes me infuriated. Is that like to some people that's reasonable because of how much money he has, and my response is that he shouldn't have that much money.
Exactly. But I'm frustrated once again. I do not have a dog in this race because I am not a Pokemon guy. But I am so frustrated for Pokemon fans.
I just want
because
a good
of this
Pokemon game.
fact.
Yeah.
But it's like, I can't even imagine what a $50 million Pokemon game would look like.
It would be incredible.
It would be unbelievable.
Huge. Like, Kelly, at one point, Steve opened up the world map, and she was like, is that the map? And he was like, yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
the entire map of the entire game? Are you shitting me? There's a tutorial? Why in the hell do we have tutorials in Pokemon games?
And it's a long tutorial
that you have to play through. It's a 2-hour tutorial.
2 hour tutorial.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
For what possible reason?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so complicated. I'm never going to be able to catch up on how to play Pokemon. No, what? Are you fucking insane?
And the fun part is they're making these games for people like my son.
They're still making them for 9-year-olds.
But that's the thing, though. My son got kind of bored with the game and went right back to Fortnite.
Yeah.
So he's playing it a little bit, and he's like, yeah, it's fun. But it's not like the game where he's like, holy shit, I gotta play this fucking game.
Here, listen, I appreciate this. Again, I know Pokemon fans that are really looking forward to this because it brings back elements that they really like, and it does things that they've been wanting it to do as a series, and it's just new in its own conception of what a Pokemon game can be. And I understand all of those points. however. We have to raise our standards, guys. We can't just
Yes.
eat the shit that they give
Yes.
us all the time. I understand that you want Mega Evolutions to come back. Then demand that it's done in a better forum
Yes.
than this, okay? I know that you don't want it to just be 8 gym leaders. You go around, you beat all the gym leaders, you catch Pokemon. You want it to be more than that. Okay, great. Demand that it's in a better forum than this, though,
Yes.
man. Like, it. As a Pokemon fan who watched Arceus change how Pokemon games saw themselves, I was like, so you can do it.
Yeah.
So you can make this happen. You can push the boundaries while still retaining the feel of a genuine Pokemon game. There's no gym leaders. There's like kind of pseudo gym leaders in Arceus, but not in like a you enter a building, you fight 5 people, and then you fight a gym leader, and they have a Pokemon type that they religiously stick to. None of that. We got rid of all of that.
Yeah.
You have all these different Pokemon that you ride around. Great. Awesome. This is so cool. And then you get to Violet, and they take some of those concepts and they try and put them into Violet, and you end up with Miraidon. And like the way that they gatekeep the entire world is by making it so that the last thing you get to do is climb up cliff faces. You can fly before you can climb cliffs in that game.
Which is nuts.
Which is insane to me. Like, it just feels so backwards.
Yeah.
And it really feels like, it almost feels like the Dallas Cowboys in a way. Which is to say, they know that there won't be any ramifications. They can put out the most piece of shit version of this beloved property. No one's going to get fired. Nothing's going to change. There's not going to be any demands that they do anything differently. I mean, there will be, but they won't be heard by anybody with power. The people that make those decisions are the same people that are making money hand over fist for not putting money into the game.
Exactly.
And so they are not incentivized to make the game better because we're all still playing the shit version of the game, and then we just go online and we complain about it. But this is what Dallas Cowboy fans have done for 30 years. You watch the shit version of the thing that you like, play shittily because one man decides that you don't get to have nice things, and then everybody goes on the internet and complains about it.
Yep.
And I'm just like, when did Pokemon become the Dallas Cowboys?
And it's even more frustrating when you realize that the Pokemon Company owns the #1 intellectual property in the world.
It is literally the biggest property possible.
By far.
And they could do so many things with it.
Oh my God.
It's like how they've come out with one Pokemon movie in 30 plus years.
Yeah.
How have you... Excuse me, wait, come back. So we've had a bunch of animated Pokemon movies of middling quality.
Yeah.
Because they were all attached to the fucking anime, which is of middling quality. I love the... Listen, guys, I love the anime. Especially the first few seasons.
Oh, they're
I
great.
love the anime.
They're great.
I will
And
never...
even the anime movies I thought are great.
I will never let that go. Yeah. But, like, let's be real here. There are problems with all of the movies.
Oh, yeah.
Connected to plot and pacing and characterization and all these other details. But, like, you know, as a nostalgia thing, yeah, I love... fucking Mewtwo Strikes Back. I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't love that movie. I fucking love that movie. But movie. Like, let's be honest here. There are moments in that movie where you're like, excuse me, what's happening now?
Yeah.
And this is going where now? But anyway, I look at all the possibilities of what a Pokemon movie could be.
Well, and like, I love Detective Pikachu.
I like Detective Pikachu. I had issues with the third act. I thought it got away from them when it turned into, oh, Pikachu is his dad? And now Bill Nye is Mewtwo, and okay, this is...
Yes, it
Cassie
was a little...
Lang is a Psyduck. Kenneth Watanabe is fucking... what did he have? He had like a Rhydon or something. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay... This isn't where I thought this was going.
So, story aside, the integration of Pokemon with live action was phenomenal.
The look of it was incredible.
Phenomenal.
The look of it was beyond the pale. It was so good. And, like, the things that should have been creepy were creepy. The things that should have looked cool looked cool.
Yeah.
And
the interrogation of Mr. Mime was
a great
fucking
scene.
Awesome.
It's a great scene. Whether you like it or lump it, you can't disagree. That's a great scene. The Charizard, we could do passes on the Charizard to make it look better, right?
Yeah.
It does the scales. You got the scales wrong. We just need to figure out the scale pattern to make it look better, right? We can figure this shit out. I still say one of the best sports movies that you could have is a Pokemon movie.
Yeah.
How is there not a sports Pokemon movie out yet? It's the most basic You want to talk about not innovating on a basic idea? Just make blue. Make red and blue.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. Just have it be a kid trying to win a tournament with his Pokemon and the journey he goes on. That's it.
And they already made that movie with robots. Real Steel, the one with Hugh Jackman.
I fucking
swap
love
that out
Real
with
Steel.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
There you go.
You go and you fight these weird bikers and they all have mohawks and mucks and Machokes and you're
There you
like,
go.
okay, there's cool shit to do here and you're fucking blowing it.
But that's the problem, is because they sold 27 million copies of a janky-ass fucking game being Scarlet and Violet.
And we all played it. And we all said, please do better next time, but we'll take it. Thank you, yes.
ZA is still going to sell 20 million copies.
Even I came on this show after playing Violet on the Switch 2, and I said, guys, it's a better game. Violet's a better game. It just needed a better processor.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. But also, let's be real. There's a lot of other things just in the bones of the piece that need to be fixed.
And that was the interesting part of finding out the budget. Because, once again, all of the excuses we had for why the game was janky could be on the processor and all that until we found out the price.
Yeah.
Once you found out the price, you could say, I call bullshit.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that fucking, goddamn, not one of my favorite games, but Splatoon. Mm-hmm. Crazy all over the place, ink going everywhere, much different. Online, runs like a champ. Runs smooth as hell in the old system. You can't fucking do Pokemon any better.
Well, it's not like the processor is going to make the writing better.
No.
The writing is terrible. It's awful. It's like, I remember in Violet, there was instead of a Team Rocket type faction, there was a group of students, because everything was based around this school, there was a group of students who had been bullied, and now they had gone out and started attacking people in Pokemon because they had been bullied. And so now you have to go and beat the shit out of them because they were bullied instead of having just a conversation about how to deal with our emotions.
Yeah.
And it's just like, guys, this sucks. I'm not going to lie to you. For every moment, like the twist ending of Violet and Scarlet, which is a legitimately great moment, you have all kinds of just shenaniganery around the plot, the quote-unquote plot of this piece, as well as just the quote-unquote characters in this piece. Or my personal favorite, the fact that in Arceus, they really figured out how to make it so you could customize your character. And then in Violet, they came back and they were like, you know what everybody loves? School uniforms. We have alternate versions on the school uniform, but everything has to be purple. Or red, depending on which game you play. Dude, that fucking sucks!
That's so dumb. So dumb.
What are we doing? And this just seems like more of that in Z-Day of just why did you put up these weird guardrails everywhere that make it so that nobody can enjoy the game? I don't understand. There should be so much more here, and instead there's this manufactured border that is keeping me from actually enjoying any of this.
Yeah. And they had... I don't also understand why they have this desire that they need to pump them out quick. It's like, if you took another year... Mm-hmm. and really worked at it, I guarantee a lot of the issues you had with making the windows all look different and having reflections and maybe having the people walking, leave voice acting out, I don't care. Have the NPCs actually moving about where you can interact with them and whatnot. You can't tell me that can't work.
Have more than one zone.
More than one zone, exactly.
At least have something where you can take a train to another town. Give me something. Give me anything. Give me two towns like Minneapolis that are connected by a giant lake. Give me anything.
Well, have a big enough city where you can have a Central Park area, which is this gigantic field.
Oh, but we have a graveyard, Steve.
So
now you can go and hunt ghost Pokemon in the graveyard. No, this is not good enough. This is not good enough. I can't give a grade on this because I haven't played it yet. But everything I've seen and everything I've read, I'm like, this is not good enough.
I give an F on the Pokemon Company, not the game.
Yeah.
I give them a big fat fucking F.
Yeah.
And I also give them a fucking, you're cheap and you have more money than you know what to do with, so fucking put it into your goddamn games.
Do it. If you want our support, you should do it. And I get it that you're not beholden to do that because you have an army of 12-year-olds that will play this for the rest of their lives. But
by 12-year-olds, you mean 40.
Well, 12-year-olds at various ages of actuality.
That is true.
But you know what would be cool is if you just played in the honor system of, we know people are going to buy this. We know people are going to have emotions about this. Why don't we actually make a good fucking game?
Yeah.
Let's put in all of the extra energy that we haven't been putting in for the last 20 years and make a good fucking game.
Yep.
And nothing about this makes me think like, oh yeah, this is going to be good. It's just, okay.
And I think the problem they're running into, unlike our generation, my son's generation, they don't give a shit really about the cards as much, and they don't give a shit about the cartoon or it's only the game. And that's going to be the generation that's going to be like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And they're not going to play it anymore. Where the older generation, because there is such a nostalgia with all the facets of the Pokemon Company, they'll always play the game. You're going to need to start making it better, or that new generation coming up is not going to fucking... Pokemon will fucking go down eventually unless you up the quality.
Yeah. Well, and like, I was just talking to Steve, who, plays the game. One of the things that we were discussing is just like, there's things that you can do that are way more interesting than it all takes place in one city. It's like Paris. It's all one big city. Okay, here's an idea. I'm just going to throw this out there. So the last game took place in the past, right? And then Violet took place with future Pokemon that came back to the past. Here's a crazy concept. What if Z to A took place in the far future and all the Pokemon are futurized, mechanized versions?
I thought the same fucking
of
thing.
The Pokemon that you know, and then you start finding older Pokemon leaking from the past, and no one knows what they are because they haven't seen Flesh and Blood Pokemon in generations. And it's just, there's stuff you can do that is way more interesting. If you put it in the future, you can do anything. You can still have it be one giant town in the future, and now you can have that town be anything. You can just have a floating fucking ocean over the entire town. It has its own meteorological systems. Like, you can do so many things, and you're doing none of them.
I mean, you could even do, like, a new planet.
Yes.
Have alien Pokemon.
Yes.
How fucking awesome
you
would
could
that
do
be?
so many things, and don't tell me that it took you 5 years to design those future and past Pokemon.
Oh, there's no fucking
It took you 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay? It
took you
2
less
weeks.
time to come up with the names, too. Most of the names are fucking
The
dumb
names
as hell.
are garbage.
They're dog shit.
The names are all garbage.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, I like these concepts. Be better. Mm-hmm. Be better. Allow yourself to be creative and envisioning of a new idea that if you did something like that, then... Okay, so now it takes place in the future. Having these, turn-for-turn battles is no longer a thing in the future. Yeah. Now we only have active battles because that's how the future is. The excuses to allow yourself to change things would be unlimited.
Yeah.
And instead you're doing none of those things.
I'm glad we brought up the naming. I really think the guy that named the villains in the Mega Man franchise is the guy that names the Pokemon.
Iron Spike.
Iron Blade Man.
Yeah.
Cut Man.
Yeah.
Hair Man. It's like, name Pokemon now. Okay.
Fucking, what was it? It was like Iron Tusks or something.
This
is garbage,
yeah,
man. This fucking sucks.